You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network, the home of the Options Podcast. For more quality options programs, visit theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app available in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Select programs are also available via live stream at mixlr.com/options-insider. That's mixlr.com/options-insider. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, stocktwits.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com. The Options Insider Radio Network is sponsored by Fidelity Investments. At Fidelity, you'll always get a great value for your options trades. And with powerful investing tools that provide clear next steps, plus independent research and a wide range of investment types, we can help you make better trading decisions. Learn more about options trading with Fidelity at fidelity.com/options. Options trading entails significant risk and is not appropriate for all investors. Certain complex option strategies carry additional risk. Before trading options, contact Fidelity Investments by calling 800-544-5115 to receive a copy of the characteristics and risks of standardized options. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Good morning. Today is Monday, November 26th, 2018. This is your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Our first story today is from investing.com. It's the top 5 things to know in the market on Monday. The first thing to know is Cyber Monday is expected to break a U.S. shopping record. The U.S. shopping record. Cyber Monday is expected to generate $7.8 billion in sales, up nearly 18% from last year, which could make it the biggest online shopping day in the U.S., according to Adobe Analytics. And that's more than the $6.2 billion in online sales for Black Friday, which were up nearly 24% from last year. Some stores started their Cyber Monday sales early. Walmart and Target both unveiled online discounts on Sunday, while Amazon let Prime members also get a head start on Sunday. Adobe projects that total online sales will reach $124.1 billion this holiday season, with 36 days in November and October topping $2 billion in sales each. The second thing to know today is U.S. futures pointed to a sharply higher open. U.S. futures pre-market pointed to strong gains at the start of the trading week, with the Dow jumping more than 200 points on hopes of solid U.S. holiday sales. Third thing to know today is oil prices rebound. In commodities, oil prices were higher, clawing back some losses from the nearly 8% plunge the previous session, which traders have already dubbed Black Friday. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were up 67 cents, or about 1.3%, at $51.09 a barrel. International Brent crude oil futures rose 95 cents, or 1.6%, to $59.99 per barrel. The gains partly made up for Friday's sell-off, when the U.S. benchmark registered its worst day in about 3 years, tumbling 7.7%. WTI has now lost around 32% of its value from its peak on October 3rd, while Brent has fallen nearly 30%, with surging supply and the specter of faltering demand scaring off investors. Fourth thing to note today is the dollar slips as the euro and pound edge higher. In currency markets, the dollar was broadly lower amid fresh uncertainty over the pace of future U.S. interest rate hikes. The Fed is widely expected to announce its fourth rate increase of 2018 in December, but investors are beginning to question how many rate hikes it can implement next year, having noted the cautious tone creeping into policymakers' comments of late. The fifth thing to note today is Bitcoin bounces back after a rough weekend. Bitcoin was higher, bouncing back after a rough weekend, which saw prices fall to their lowest level in more than a year. The world's most valuable digital currency rallied around 7.5% to $4,027.80. It fell to its weakest level since September 25th of 2017 at $3,663 on Sunday. Meanwhile, other major cryptocurrencies were also higher. XRP was trading at 37.706 cents. That's up roughly 11% for the day. And Ethereum jumped nearly 8% to $115.36. Our second story today is from CNBC.com. Treasury yields rise as calmer markets nudge investors away from safe havens. Treasury yields rose Monday as calmer equity markets encouraged a shift away from the relative safety of U.S. government debt. The yield on the benchmark 10-year Treasury note rose to 3.075%, while the yield on the 30-year Treasury bond ticked higher to 3.324%. The return of some stability to the U.S. equity market on Monday appeared to goad some investors away from so-called safe haven assets like government debt. Though stocks have suffered since the start of the fourth quarter, relative calm in the last few sessions around the Thanksgiving holiday has offered relief. Despite Monday's moves, fixed income investors are largely focused on the Federal Reserve this week. The U.S. Central Bank will release its latest meeting minutes on Thursday, while both Chairman Jeremy Powell and Vice Chair Richard Carita are set to speak later in the week. Our third story today is from investing.com. GM to slash jobs and production and cancel some car models. General Motors said on Monday it will cut production of slow-selling models and slash its North American workforce in the face of a stagnant market for traditional gas-powered sedans, shifting more investment to electric and autonomous vehicles. The announcement is the biggest restructuring in North America for the U.S. number one car maker since its bankruptcy a decade ago. GM said it will take pre-tax charges of $3 billion to $3.8 billion to pay for the cutbacks, but expects the actions to improve annual cash flow by $6 billion by the end of 2020. GM plans to halt production next year at 3 assembly plants: Lordstown, Ohio, Hamtramck, Michigan, and Oshawa, Ontario. The company also plans to stop building several models now assembled at those plants, including the Chevrolet Cruze, the Cadillac CT6, and the Buick LaCrosse, the sources said. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is news you can use for today, Monday, November 26th, 2018, your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli, trade smart, and have a nice week.
Thank you for listening to the Options News Rundown. To learn more about these stories or any other developments from the world of options, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com.